So today's topic, Mexico. Nah, love it. Now very colorful. So colorful dancing lady. Suggestion from Luis. Yeah. Oh, nice. Sanera is also here. Very good to join. So today I have A3 paper. Of course, you go with the one which is comfortable to you. I will help with the sketch on A4. Yeah. And so I hope, of course, you also have this image in front of you. And we see it's very powerful composition. Yeah, so like very diagonal. Yeah? So let's say we can definitely start maybe with this big diagonal for the skirt. Yeah, and then it's somewhere, maybe not even a bit smaller, maybe. Yeah, so the skirt coming down. Yeah, so kind of playing around a bit. Also think how much space you want to leave above the head. So maybe a bit bigger, yeah, or closer. Yeah, so just kind of marking those composition points. So of course, let's say maybe these circles of the upper part of the dress. And then maybe let's see also the belt. Belt is helping us definitely with proportions. And then of course we can play with those diagonals of, yeah, so very, very dynamic image. And yeah, so very nicely, like the hands, yeah, they're not that precise, so it's actually maybe can help us. And so let's see, yes, our usual technique of checking the points vertically and horizontally. Let's say, of course, the position of the head is important and where the neck goes, and yeah, so let's say where the dress is ending and the under part of head is going, this point is important. And let's say I'm checking it vertically. Yeah, so let's say maybe with one of the points I already find out or position of the dress. Yeah, so vertical, I can say somewhere here. Okay. And then of course also the size of the head. Yeah, it's very, very common to make head smaller. Yeah, so like now we're sketching freely, but later we should do together also the like just checking ourselves. Yeah? So here, this is the point that I found vertically where the dress is ending and it's starting this shadow of under the chin. Yeah. And then I can see also the direction of the head and face is actually also going a bit diagonally, yeah, to the right. So let's say this part is not here. Yeah. And then you can check also like from this point of the under chin, also a bit diagonally up. And then I have my ear. Yeah. And then you can see the position of between, so how much I have here, yeah, and how much is the rest. And it looks like ear is kind of in the middle. Yeah, so all this, and then you can see where the hair are ending. Yes, and then you'll see that actually, yes, this part of the head is always, always bigger. And it's normal. Somehow it's a common mistake to make this part smaller. So just kind of being aware of it. And so of course, please don't start drawing an eye, yeah, before you have like, you say, okay, this is the position of the head. I'm happy. And so So a little bit, it's like geometry. You don't think I'm painting chin, I'm painting dress. It's just those lines that, like you see, and what also you can do, then in parallel, we also kind of, if you do those parts of the dress, yes, those lines at once, you can also do a little bit those shadows. It will just help you. And let's say also this white line of the middle of the dress, it also helps us. It goes a bit curvy, but then I'm checking, where is it starting? Where is it ending? And so this all helps me just to build right proportions. And then later I can start with, let's say, making it all a bit like smoother, so like not like a bit unclear. And so also remember, if like with those shadows, can again just like halfway close your eyes, see where those main lights are. Yes. And the face, of course, it's turned away, so yeah, very kind of very sketchy, just kind of trying to and of course this line of the neck where the shadow is kind of gives us also and the earring. Yeah, so I'm painting only one face. Yeah, obviously there is second girl, but I will keep on her. Then of course, just in compositional meaning, can sketch already those like wider, smoother lines that are like a bit, gives us the movement. And then of course we can also sketch the flowers. So what would be the main task sketching flowers on the dress is to do the variation in size, yes, and then also like you can see how the flower looks like since it's a bit folded, yeah. So we have, of course, we don't just put a realistic open flower, but we see, okay, it looks a little bit, yeah, how the lines are breaking in there, and like this we can get this also feeling of, yeah, there's many folding parts. And somewhere flowers are open, yeah, let's say on this bigger part, but where the folds are just like some spots. Yeah. So yeah, no rush, take your time, send me also in WhatsApp if you have any doubts. Yeah. So I'll show a bit closer since I have camera now on my A3 paper, and And so if I do this exercise of closing my eyes halfly, so almost kind of here from this side is almost all in the, so now I'm just kind of, I will be crossing it since it's my non-working sketch, so just for us to have this general. So even in these shadow parts, there are of course also some lights of this white, but still it should be all together shaded. And then I have some also main shadows on this part. So today, of course, lots of colors, very colorful. So the main thing I would advise you to do is think of how colors are mixing and avoid dirtiness. So yes, either you wait till it's dry and put some other paint next to it. If you see that on your palette something is mixed not so clearly colorful, then just wash your brush, don't use it, because I think this is the main effect this image gives us. The colors are very bright, are very clean. So also, let's say those parts with the shadows, we will try to figure out how to show them to avoid make it messy. So of course, this very cool blue, it's like emerald green, the name of the paint, but it looks like in between. And lots of orange, of course. And the orange again, let's say I don't have orange, I'll be mixing it. So then can also control and choose how bright is your orange. Then you can experiment, let's say you can take one red, you can take another yellow, and see which one works best. Jules is sending us images from Cardiff, Wales. Very nice black and white photo of castle. And then, of course, when we will start working with the brush, have your attention also on the direction. So on direction of the strokes. So this will be probably like the second important point after keeping your colors clean, and also help with those brush strokes to show the direction. Yes, also especially, let's say on the left part where we have the background and then we have those flowers flying and this movement of the hand. Yes, of course the skirt also is going like the sun opening and the upper hand. And then we can actually decide on how we do the face. So it doesn't really have to be as realistic. I'd say we can, work on our painting, work on colors, the dress, the hand movements, and then you can actually decide. Yes, maybe even also the sketchy way. So leaving your head just a bit like, you know, a silhouette. Yes, some strokes might be even better rather than trying to do it perfectly realistic. Because also the size of the paper, let's say 4, maybe too small. So yeah, but we will get to it probably towards the end of yeah, like the main would be probably for the head, just to have the size, the one that so okay, you don't need my sketch anymore, do you? I mean, or how it's going? Yeah, because I see already Darren getting a bit yeah, how's your sketch, Luis and Sanera? I mean, no worries, yeah.
I'm behind, but it's okay. You go on. That's the way I work. I'm slow.
Fine, okay.
No problem.
Yeah, thumbs up from Luis. Sanera, do you need a bit more time to follow us? So what I would be starting with, I would start, let's say, with some light blue for the upper part of the dress. Yeah, so again, just like a base color. And then of course, this very nice light lila, light violet mix. Yeah, so I will start slowly mixing them. Yeah, okay, let's maybe go. I will go with the. Yeah, can take a look. Yeah, which blue you have, which blue you like. So again, you don't need to match specifically this color, but yeah, of course we remember the classical error of beginners, putting too much blue into the white. Yes, of course, to get the sky blue color, to get very light blue, it's very little blue and much more white in proportions. Yeah, and then of course, always when it's not enough, sorry, this internet jumping. Yeah, so where is the share?
I think we lost you, Evie, when you were just saying about selecting which blue we wanted to go with.
Yes, so back to blue. So yes, I'm taking like very light blue for the base part of the dress, and like which blue specific you can choose. Yeah, which one you have. It can be a bit more like I don't know. Yeah, because blue has lots of colors. Maybe you prefer the Prussian blue. Maybe you prefer more to the green side, emerald. Yeah, and yes, and then of course, okay, I will try maybe skip a bit those white parts of the dress, but also no worries if you get somewhere on top. Yeah, and just remember also a bit on the direction of the strokes. So what I also do, let's say I've started with the light blue. So of course I follow a bit maybe those parts of the light. Yeah, but I mean, you can do either just covering everything in light blue, and then already with your darker blue, when doing the shadows, you can do those folds and differences. I go kind of middle way, so I kind of follow those parts of the light, but at the same time, I don't really worry if I do too much. That's because, of course, then later I just cover, yeah, with my Yeah, but like I find it even a bit harder just doing everything blue, like everything light blue, and then going up on top with darker, because then now I'm doing this job of my brains separating it, yeah, which parts are which, and then later, like you do just the half job, yeah. And I'm using like pretty much dry brush. Because then I can also use those strokes, yeah? And so here I'm using already when I get towards to this moving hand in the back, then I just do these strokes and here at the bottom we also have some strokes. Yeah, so try, I don't know, maybe also depends how you usually work, but kind of break out a bit and to do more free. Yeah, try maybe also hold your brush a bit differently. Maybe it will help you do the strokes differently. Yeah. For example, what else I'm doing now? So I did some strokes with my mixed light blue, and now I took just the pure blue, that the one I used to do the shadows, and actually can play a bit around with it for the shadow parts. So it won't be the final blue. Probably I will want to darken some parts, but still it already helps me to shape those and remembering on the direction of the brush. So probably, I don't know, Darren, or if I'm rushing too much, then please let me know. Okay, I will stop with my blue for now. And why it's also good to do this way, like, with those shadows, it's because we know that everything we see painted, like the way our brains are looking, they just detect those light and shadow parts. So yeah, then it helps already form. All right. Now I will mix some very light, very beautiful purple. Yeah, so kind of also will be experimenting on the go which purple to get. So I take a bit of red. I will try, so this light blue that I already have. Let's see which purple it will give me. Yeah, because sometimes it's not that often with acrylics, but it's often with gouache that you mix red and blue and it gives you brown. And you say, well, where is my purple? So that's why it's also, if you buy gouache, always buy from 12 color set and up, because this happens especially with the 6 color set, you know, like the children gouache. And okay, the purple I got is fine, but I see I will go with a bit lighter blue. So definitely like celestial sky blue is always better fit. So we remember, I take light blue and I take pink. I will get beautifully light, violet, and take dark ones. So, and also like feel free to mix different purples, because we see also on the dress we have some very, very light parts, then some parts go into the shadow. So and yeah, and then actually I will, okay, now thinking. Yes, I will go just with all the dress. Oh, a bit too dark. Anyway. I think I put a bit white. So probably some extra white can also work. Otherwise, so since we're putting this as a base color, add a bit more white to your purple. So then it's easy to cover. We will be covering with, with orange, with yellow. So we can check. Let's say there are 2 main yellow flowers on the dress. So maybe like you might go around them. Of course, you don't really need to go around where the green leaves will be, or especially blue ones. Yeah, you know the story, like how it's being covered. And so again, just creating this base layer of and then later we'll do the same. So then with some darker purple that I already have, like on the palette, I can go to the darker parts. Yeah, feel free to take more white on for your purple. Don't create too dark at the start. And we can always go darker, but we can't always. So here I'm also kind of, it's fine, even maybe a bit water. So I can even have it with my paper shining through of this purple. Yeah, it also helps to keep it lighter. Yeah, I think this is even mostly probably the trick of this. So more, a bit more water. Yeah, rather than, I mean, white paint as well. Yeah, but then use the whiteness of. And yes, and then instead of way, I can go with a bit darker purple. It's of course very nice where this white part of the dress is ending, and itself it gives the shadow, and the shadow then helps to feel that, yeah, it's a little bit more up than the skirt, and then going a bit there up there also. Yeah. And remember, closing halfly your eyes will help you detect where those main shadows are living. And yeah, then also here inside the. Okay, so use an artist. It's your job to find those moments, points of that works well, like that tells the story and that are important. Yeah, so not putting some dark accents like wherever. Yeah, you should. And so here maybe start now. It looks a bit too much that I put, but okay, later I'll try to. Okay, we have some directions. Then I'll go with orange, and after orange, I'll go with bit brown for the head. Yeah, and then let's say we'll have more or less structured, and then we go to the details. So orange, orange, orange. Yeah, and again, if you're mixing your orange, then try to feel how much, so you can control how much red, how much yellow. Yeah, so make it bright, but then also, of course, careful with your blue. I mean, of course, it's actually should be already dry. Yeah, we went with the blue first, but still remember blue and orange, they look good together, but when they mix, they give us some brown. So if you were working, let's say, with too much amount of paint, and still not dry yet, and then you get some. So yeah, we have also those bit of orange there at the face. Yeah, so I will add a bit of white to this orange. So then it's not too intense, but it's actually a good let's, yeah, when you do the face, also zoom in your image, and then you also see, okay, here is the shadow, here is the light part, and then depending which color you have at the moment, then you can do some. Yeah. Can also, with the face, can also first go a bit more watery, so it stays a bit more transparent, and because it might be different the way it look on the picture. And yes. So again, I'm not painting a face, I'm painting light and shadow parts. Yeah, so I'm just concentrating where I have shadow, where I have light, how much of where it's positioned, and then in the end it should give me the feeling of the face. And then I will see the big drop of the earring there. So yellow, and some white. Yeah, remember to you can change brushes. Let's say, yeah, if I need to do those little strokes. And okay, I need to get some brown, because otherwise the face is not working just, yeah. So this is what happens. I'm putting just light. It's not working. I'm gonna go with brown as well. Yeah, and then again, just to check how dark is your brown, you can first start somewhere at the back of the hair, yeah, and then, so I will see, okay, later for this back part, I will need a bit more darker. But, yeah, and here, of course, can use the brush strokes for hair, and maybe depending also size of the brush. And This time I will play with this brown a bit. So behind the ear, I have shadow. Yeah, this already will give me some. Well, we need to do this hard part of the face, and then yeah. So let's say for my earring to start looking as earring, I need to put these shadows behind, and then. Yeah, then can also, for example, mix a bit of orange with brown. So somewhere to go, I'm going, let's say. Yeah, and doing with the face, of course, it's kind of checking the feeling, you know, you're getting. So yeah, it should those, so feels she's smiling, I should like yeah, and no rushing, yeah, with the face and yes, but this is why face is hard, because you really need to get the position right, and it's hard because it's about millimeters. It's about of course, if we get our skirt, yeah, a bit bigger or a bit smaller, no, it won't be that noticeable. If you get your yeah, and I'm putting a second layer for the hair to make it darker. So it's right part in the hair. So what I also, for example, here for this upper part of the So this was this red orange thing in the hair. I just put on my brush a bit of yellow and a bit of red, but separately, like, yeah. And then I kind of mix it on the paper, and it always works nicely. Yeah, then you get those strokes. But also don't forget about the shadows. They're also important, yeah, to make some things shine. Yeah, you can, when you watch some art, yeah, especially like say, so the Russian painter Ayvazovsky, he was like a true master of depicting the yeah, creating it, it's shining. Literally, you look at his painting, they're shining. And he was very famous also when he was alive, and he was creating those exhibitions, and the people were standing in lines to go and see the painting, and no one was believing like what paints he's using, how he gets this effect. Yes, for example, now I'm changing the position of my nose. So I felt it's a bit too high. Yeah, so then again, I'm checking, okay, this black point of the nose, where it is positioned, let's say, according to the lip. And I say, aha, it's actually they're very close. The upper lip is ending and this nose part is there. So, and I checked like, and on my painting, it was, the distance was more, so those millimeters. Okay, a bit already too much for the face. Let's give it some rest. And let's go do something. All righty, so a bit more, some strokes. For example, working on flowers on the dress, I also like to do it, let's say, in a jumpy way. So, because then you get tired when you just do the flowers for a long time. So let's say now, for example, I had my brush and I needed to get rid of a bit of some paint. I had some, I don't know, yellowish. I said, oh, okay, I'm gonna use this yellow to put some spots on the dress, and yeah. And then let's say maybe I move to other color and I do something different, and then I can come back to, yeah. So, but it depends. It depends how it works for you. Maybe some people, the opposite, they like to get one thing done and then move to other. Yeah, so So, but what I wanted to do with a bit more red here behind the head. That's why I was getting rid of yellow. I didn't want to have light there, but a bit more. So those. Yeah, and today I'm really working with lots of like dry brush. So. So another thing is the lines. Yeah, so we have here some also main lines that you can make like pretty much, so not blurred, but the opposite. So let's say here where the purple skirt is ending and it's starting this shadow part of blue dress, I can go with a like more strict line, but of course I will not leave it, like as we call it, yeah, as a worm. Yeah, but what I want to say that there I make it a bit more clear. Okay, this is somehow the borderline of something and something. There is some shadow story going. And now I'm mixing the blue that I used for the dress. So this blue that I was mixing with white. Now I mix it with a bit of brown. Then I can play a bit more inside of this shadow, just to make it a bit more, yeah, but also checking, yeah, how my color is turning. So it's maybe not too, and now I feel my color turning somehow grayish. But okay, we'll check how it looks from the distance. Yeah, so just giving a bit more shadow for some parts. Or for example, where those white parts of the dress are, you can also there put a bit more darker line. Yeah, and I also actually use now, like I have this brush, it's pretty much like cut it straight. And it's new one, so it still gives me nice, nice thin line. Yeah, and again, I did it, I leave it a bit to rest. So not overdoing. Okay, maybe it's a bit more shadows here. At the bottom part of the dress. Yeah, and here, for example, again, I'm meeting this line with the white part of the dress. So first thing, like how you know where I put blurry line and where I put the more strict line. Yeah, so you see, like the main, like the very easy thing to remember, it's like there is object, there is no object. So let's say I'm painting the part of the blue dress, and then there is this white thing coming in front, but in real life they're not meeting. It's just like in our 2D, yeah, visual how we depict. So there I can put a strict line, because then it helps me to visually create this. But let's say if it's a chin or the nose, I can't put a strict line. I need to make it the transition from light, yeah, half shadow, darker shadow, and then we give this feeling of the shape. Yeah, it's round. So, but let's say like when I'm painting nose, and then like let's say the straight part of the nose, and then the cheek is coming there, but yeah, they're not meeting cheek and the nose. Like there is air behind in between. So this line I'll be doing more strict, more, and then it's yeah, the same. Let's say also these foldings on the dress, the same story. Yeah, some of them you do the line very dark and strict, and some line you do with the transition, and where you just see the object. Yeah, so how to know which line where, you just the object that you're painting is telling you how. You should just need to absorb it the way the
Yours is looking beautiful. I can't believe it. It is.
well, thank you, Louis. Yes, thanks.
Holy cow. I'm not surprised.
Well, first, I think today I've decided to go with a bigger format, and maybe it also helps to do those, yeah, the little details become easier to paint on bigger paper. But it's just practice, but it's not but I thank you, Louis, yeah, for this image. I really enjoy painting it now, and also total improvisation of how to. But
I'm enjoying it. I'm just slow.
that's fine. I mean, we all have our speed, and no need to rush at all. This middle white part, yeah, so I had it left white, but now of course I put there a bit of very light bluish, very some yellowish. Yes, of course we don't leave it just plain boring paper. We also do something there, but still it's and also among all of those white parts of the dress, yeah, that this border, still you need to think and leave one of them a bit more lighter, a bit more darker. So don't leave all of them the same, just white. Yeah, so maybe again, this is like the one in the middle, I decided will be the lightest. Yeah, also maybe here at the side a bit. But the one that is on the shadow part together with all this blue, yes, then I, without fear, I go there a bit more with some bluish, and so. And yeah, let's work a bit more on the so here the one at where the face is also maybe not too whitish, and so just a bit more. And yeah, the dress. Let's take some green. Let's take some green. Yeah, so I took 2 greens, and so not to have it too much worrying with one. Yeah, and then I'm kind of seeing those dots on the dress. Yeah, so not forgetting about that. Trying to create a bit the feeling of some that it's folded there. Yeah, but later we can precise it a bit with some straighter lines of purple. Yeah, in some parts. Yeah, and then those all the strokes on the dress also. And don't forget them making them different, not all the same size. Yeah, as usually we see. So yeah, so again, and I played a bit with some green on my dress, then I just going and switch again to maybe some bluish. Yeah, I can even a bit of darker blue. Which one is it? Fatal. Can look nice. Yeah, so basically, of course, on top I have smaller strokes for all those flowers and trees, and the bottom then it's probably you almost see the full flowers. So, and again, we remember, we take time to work on details, but the details are always secondary after the whole perception of the painting. Yeah, so this always comes first. So even imagine, like when you go to the museum and you enter the room, yeah, and sometimes even you see some paintings first, like with your side view, and you already get some perception, and it's always of the whole of the big painting, the whole idea, the colors. And then later, if you're interested, you come closer, and yeah, then you take a look at the details. Yeah, so details are important, but if they are on the wrong place, or let's say it can be, the detail can be made very smoothly detailed perfectly, but if not, it's not on its place, yeah, then it's just waste of time. Yeah, it's not yeah. And here I took a bit of phthalo blue, and it's even like darker than the gray I was doing. So I'm going again a bit, like repeating a bit some main shadow parts. Yeah. Yeah, and this is how it works. It's not that one time I put there and that's it. No, I always come back to those parts that are the main heroes are. Okay, a bit more orange in my dress is missing. Yeah, don't forget to clean your brush well after blue. If you use the same brush or you use the different brush. And let's say all around, it's already your choice how much you do of the background. So here, let's say I want the advice. It depends, yeah, how big is your paper, how you feel. You leave it more empty. Yeah. Here I took a bit more pink, looks also nice here. So, because we know pink and orange, they kind of match together. So, and then it gives a bit more like, yeah, less tone, so intense orange here at the start. And with pink, I'm blurring it out to the background. And let's say now I will take maybe a thin brush to do a bit the strokes, the longer strokes of the dress. So yeah, because we have also have a bit some shadow there. Yeah, but again, not everywhere at the same size. We just kind of. I can use a bit of water to blur the boarding, yeah, of those lines. Yeah, and the top I can do more small lines. And of course, remember the direction of the skirt. Choose the important lines. And remember not to do the same rhythm everywhere. Yes, of course we change. Yeah, also I use often, let's say, putting white on top of paint, like straight to the paper. Let's say I've put something darkened too much, and yeah, then can actually correct it, make lighter with the. And also, let's say maybe like this theoretical part, talking about the face. It's really like, I don't know, maybe even 80% of your pencil drawing, and then what the paints comes. Yeah, so like if you have experience drawing face with pencil, and yeah, then it will be much easier to make it in colors. And so that's why it's also painters, they divide, yes, and we also know some famous landscape painters who were just terrible in painting people, so they just never did. They just said, okay, yeah. And there are even, I know some famous also Russian painter. He was amazing landscaper, yeah, those forests, those trees he did. And then he had one painting where he wanted, there were like 3 bears. It's kind of famous one. It's this painting is ended up being on the sweets. Yeah, so everyone knows this painting because you buy those candies and you have this painting there. And then everyone is sure that, you know, this painter, yeah, but in the end he cooperated with another one. So he was the one who painted the forest, and the other one painted the bears, because he wasn't so good in doing the body and so on. So it's I think also this is what also they tell about, you know, this David Caspar Friedrich, the one we painted also. We painted this man standing, looking at the fog, yeah, this, and so it's also sometimes say he just was bad in painting people. That's why he usually have them standing with the back to, yeah, and can be different reasons, yeah. So maybe just some don't, yeah, you choose. Let's yes, and don't forget rechecking the whole of your image. So even now I'm going now and I'm putting lots of my white parts more calm. Yes, so some of them a bit too white, too shiny. And so think about those some accents. And again, already for like third, fifth times, I'm coming back to darken some important shadows, yeah, the ones that okay, something coming up from dark. Yay. Okay, let's take a look. No, not bad. Very colorful. Very emotional. So the first feeling, definitely good. Yeah, so orange very bright, the blues are good. Yeah, and yeah, the general feeling, the motions, the movement. So maybe a little bit of those dark spots at the bottom, maybe they a little bit like get me down to the border of the image. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe just like, again, going with maybe a bit lighter blue on top, because I don't know if there really like there is meaning of those dark lines. Yeah, because of course those darks you did on the dress, yes, they have a good, they have explanation. Those ones a bit maybe there is no big reason, yeah, of, and the face is nice. Face is actually very, yeah, surprisingly, I mean, because we don't paint faces often, so yeah, and yeah, very cool. So nicely, yeah, Darren showed this light very good, and then darker orange for this, yeah, back part. Like maybe the chin, yeah, there is a bit more shadow on the chin, but also no worries about it, because really nicely, yeah. The nose just one stroke, the eyes also just one stroke, and already you get this feeling, yeah. So nice, Darren. You get you have a good touch. Yeah, also the size of the head is good, yeah. So not yeah, maybe this red thing in the hair, but it's already personal, yeah. Maybe it's a little bit like separated from the head, maybe kind of, I don't know, also just to do something with the background. Otherwise it's kind of sits separately on the head. Yeah, I would maybe just kind of maybe some strokes, or and cool. Darren even did the hands, yeah, the hand part. Yeah, so you see somewhere here orange touched the blue, you get a bit brown. Yeah, maybe in this moment it's not that bad, but just this experience to remember. Yeah, so if, for example, you don't want to get some darknesses, just this experience how paints work. Just wait till it's really dry or something. Very nice, this yellow color for the flowers. Yeah, you get much more white in there, and this bright part looks awesome. Yeah, good. The proportions I find nice. Yeah, the proportions. So yeah,
Looking good, Darren.
good.
Looking very good, Darren. I like it.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Also, my best comments on it. Very. Yeah. How you feel? What you think yourself? What's your like? What you like?
Yeah, I quite like it. I think for once I've actually got my head reasonably. I'm quite happy with that, and I think the torso I was quite happy with. But like I say, just that bottom part of the skirt. That's the only bit of it I wasn't overly happy with. But yeah, overall, I'm quite pleased with it.
Nice. You enjoyed this kind of blues?
Yeah. I liked that painting we did some months ago where was it the castle one with that guitar player, which is all in blue? There's a guitar player we did many months ago, maybe gone on for about a year ago now, I think.
That was Picasso one.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
The old guitarist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, but cool job, and of course thanks to Luis for these awesome suggestions. Yeah, and I see also, for example, yeah, Darren, already you get this idea of this light and shadow. Yeah, so I see you did very nicely there behind the dress, bit darker. Yeah, so there are no some strange light spots that are suddenly appearing in some parts. Okay, I'm already start ruining my one. So time to. Also, when you paint a figure like it can be a face.
No, I don't want to it.
Is it Mel there?
Yeah.
Mel, what you see? What you think?
I love it. It's
No?
really good. It's one of his better ones.
I also think so, but it's also, of course, yeah. So of course it depends how we paint, but it also matters what we paint. Yeah, of course we choose colorful, yeah, very dynamic image, and of course it gives them. So. Yeah, I think it's also like the eternal thing between how and what we paint. Yeah, so some people say it's not about what, it's about how we paint it. Yeah, so it can be some boring object, but we paint it very. But in today's work, I think it definitely works also what. Yeah, so yeah, when you choose something that is.
Right. Well, I think I'm going to call it quits there, guys. I will see you all hopefully next week.
Sure.
And I'll see
yeah.
everyone's work on the WhatsApp group shortly, hopefully.
Yep. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you, Darren, for
Good
joining.
seeing.
Yes.
See you all
Good
soon.
seeing you,
Take care.
Darren. Keep it up.
Take care.
Beautiful work.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So how was your progression, Luis? Want to send your, or I mean, if you don't want to, if you want to finish first, then send. That's also
can-
fine.
Yeah, I'll send it right now. Let me find my.
So let's check your proportions, Luis. But so the first comment is awesome lila color. Yeah. I didn't manage to mix that clean one somehow. And wow, and very nice, yeah, job, very detailed on your dress. So yeah, cool start, very, very good. Good.
Hey,
Yeah.
it'll take me a few days, maybe.
No, just with some few breaks and yeah, but yeah, I like how you did the head, the proportions. So also a little tip. Also, let's say when you do the hair, do them a little bit like up, because it's also the same with when you paint clothes. Put them a bit up on, or like you're wearing them up on the skin, and in painting even a bit more exaggerate, yeah, and then it will always look better. Yeah, so don't leave it in one line, because then it feels a bit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so because I just saw your sketch and
Your face looks exactly like the one in the picture. It's amazing.
Really? Is it?
I don't know if I can do that. 'Cause I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
come on, Luis. It's also, it depends on your aim. Yeah, if let's say you know this girl and she says, "Oh, make a portrait of me," then it's important. If your aim is to show just some celebrations, some these Mexican vibes, and yeah, then so. And I tell you, doing portraits, it's just completely another story to do, to practice. Yeah, it's you just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah. I
take your
understand.
time and dedicate. And first you do like dozens drawings with the pencil. You study. That's why this like painters sometimes take this anatomy course and they study all the proportions. Yeah, because you can follow this thing that I'm telling, like light and shadow. So actually maybe you don't really know what kind of bone is inside. You just look, okay, what kind of shadow it gives. Okay, the shadow is that size. It sits here. Let's say, yeah, you copy it and it should look. But somehow, once you know what's inside, gives a bit better results. But so yes, it's. I'd say don't try to get this girl similar. Just try to get the, like generally good feeling of proportions and.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't draw enough faces anyway, so this is a good exercise for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll just do my best. I never put pressure on myself. I just take my time to try and do a decent job. That's all.
That's the most important, yes. Good.
Yeah.
Good you tell it. And scenery sending us. Very nice. So
Can I see? Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's also in the chat. So first I might make a little comment about the paper. Yeah, so not sure how thick it is. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but it gives me impression it's a little bit too thin. So of course I'd suggest, yeah, just to get a bit thicker paper when you work with water. Yeah, it's just even also more pleasure to work on thicker paper and like this. So generally, so very nice yeah, like the general feeling is cool. Yeah, so I have this dynamic of the hand going up. What I'm lacking, maybe a little bit of shadow, let's say. So if you see, so then your blue part of the dress is ending. Then of course we had here this little white stroke. Yeah, and then I had here also the shadow. Yeah, so like a little bit all your skirt looks the same, doesn't matter up or down. So but we always have this shadow on yeah, so you see it goes here. I'm showing on my, it's here a bit, like this little shadow under, straight away it will give you better look. It's the same like when you paint the house, you paint a roof and you don't put the shadow under the roof because there is always the shadow. Yes, this is just of the construction. The roof is always a bit on top of the walls, and that's why we yeah, there is always this shadow part. And once you put it, your box starts looking like a house. So maybe try to find this, and don't worry if you got, let's say, those strokes still the blue. You can just see some maybe white. Yeah, like take. So what I do when I need to cover something back with white, then I just kind of take thicker stroke of white and just sits thicker amount of paint and just leave it, wait till it's dry, and then I can recorrect something there. Also a little bit maybe this scenario, this corner here, your dress got like yeah, it looks maybe like just kind of blur it. Yeah, put maybe a little bit also bluish in there because a bit too intense this triangle here, maybe it gives a bit the proportion. Yeah, maybe also not the whole triangle, but maybe just this little line, put it a bit more straight, then it will be yeah, but it's already like I'm getting a bit too much into details. Don't like yeah, also maybe I don't know, this red behind the head, very nice, but feel free also just maybe prolong it. Yeah, because otherwise maybe this your hand looks a bit too lonely. Yeah, maybe just kind of make it together, maybe connect a bit the red behind the head, connect it with this yellowish reddish in the end of the hand, so then it looks all more together as the movement. Otherwise now it looks just like a separate red spot. And but I really like how you did this flower on top. Yeah, not making it too complicated, like do a few strokes and leave it. Don't make it like tired. And yeah, this is very nice. But cool job on yes, on everything. No, very nice. Yeah, and with a face also. Yes. For example, I mean, it looks nice. Yeah, and but as I said, like when you don't know how to paint something, it's always better not to paint. Leave it, yeah, half painted, maybe like put lighter, just some lighter spots. So yeah, but for you try, very, very nice. Everybody, very, very good job. Yeah?
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you for joining and thank you for trying. And
Nice job. Very, very nice job. You're way ahead of me.
Luis.
That's
Yeah.
the story of my life.
No worries, Luis. I'm
But
sure.
it's okay. Yeah, like I said, it's all right.
But cool. Yeah. So yeah. So Nara, if yeah, you can of course stay and like do a bit more on your work if you want. Yeah, if you feel also, yeah, you as an artist, you should learn to take decisions, when to stop, yeah, when to decide, okay, drawing is enough, or I continue a bit more, or maybe I'm tired, I'm gonna leave it rest, have my tea, I come back, continue. Yeah, so this is what I always try to say, that being an artist, actually, yeah, you need to learn making decisions, and this will also like help also in life, you know. So kind of
I agree. Yeah. So
because
in the United States, they celebrate. We celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
yes, yes.
It's the middle of, well, September 15th to October 15th. So today's the last day.
Aha, nice, nice, nice. We managed. We got into them.
We got it. We got it in there.
Yeah. Yes, actually, I have a friend from. So he lives there, where somewhere, San Diego, and he also goes a lot to the Mexico part.
Tijuana.
And more this California, Baja Sur. So there is like this,
Yeah,
this
okay.
island. Yeah, and he was also telling me about this so that this it was renamed, this celebration, and I find it very nice that finally people started calling things the right way. So because I think it has another name. Yeah,
You know, Latinx.
say again.
Latinx. Yeah, because there's really no correct name. You know, I don't know how familiar you are with American culture, but you know, they make up a name for the other all the time, you know, and they don't ask. They didn't ask, you know, the so-called Hispanics what they want to be called. They didn't ask
No.
you know, the African Americans or the Native Americans. They come up with a name, and that's what we live with, and that's okay. I mean, there are other things to worry about, I'm sure, but
Yeah. No, but still, it's yeah. I mean, it's good to stop celebrating the European colonization that happened all across the world in some moment.
yeah, everywhere.
But just to admit it and start calling the things the way they should be called. So
Yeah. All over the world, as you say.
well, I mean, take a look, yeah, India and South America, and so
Africa, all of Africa.
and of course, yes, sorry for skipping this, very important. Yeah, so this is the just
Well, it's taking a long
history.
time, but yeah,
But
that's another passion of mine too. But you know, it's taken a long time, but little by little.
exactly. Well, these things take time, but also like it depends what you consider. 100 years, is it long time, or is it okay? It's more than 100, but of course, like
Yeah.
so, okay, I will be leaving you here. Yeah, so
Thank you.
feel free to finish, send also the result. Thanks again, Luis, for these suggestions.
Thank you for doing it. I like these pictures. I like the colorfulness of them, and I'm glad we got to do them. So I'm glad you like them as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will keep working on this forever, forever and ever till I get it right.
Good.
All right. Have a good
Okay.
day.
See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Mhm.